Alright, so this is Master Sword Rebirth, a Half-Life 1 mod that I've played on and off for several years. Let's go ahead and join server here. Let's select a character. This is Idana. This is a starting little temple. Very, very familiar, very nostalgic. If you've played this, this is where you start every time. Anytime you join a server, it's just the default map. Pretty neat. Very split black and white design here. NPCs around. You can go up and chat with some of them, maybe not him. Let's see. You can chat with this guy. Some things are voice acted, some things are not. A couple of things that you can do here. Oh yeah, so he has those things in brackets there: history, land, cities, unbalance, temple. So you can go in chat and just say temple. Continue that line of dialogue with him. It's usually how you can. There's a couple of quests that require you to do that, or like NPC puzzles in certain dungeons. We'll run on through here. This is very old RPG. I mean, it's all based off of Half-Life 1. It's a total conversion of that. Very little remains aside from just being gold sourced to make it really feel like it is a Half-Life 1 mod. It's got a lot of old RPG features. I mean, you get a whole stats menu here. So you have a bunch of different skills. Each one, they kind of determine, damage that you do, weapons you can use. If you scroll around, you can see each one has its own little sub skills. We have proficiency, balance, power. You go to spell casting. It's all the different elements there in game. And there's that parry stat below. That is. Let's see, do I need to refresh the menu? Yeah. So you get a different parry stat depending on which weapon you have equipped. Let's see. See, that one's 55, last one was 60. Well, lots of cool little areas around. Let's head on into the town real quick. I need to get some supplies. And we will run a little quick dungeon. There's a quest in that house. Guy sells like some potions or something. Yeah, I have level transitions here as well. I'll come back around to these, but you can usually tell. There's a skybox right there. You can tell when it's a level transition. Most of the time, they're fairly obvious in a map. And that'll let you can manually go between maps, but it takes a while. It's fun the first few times, but eventually you'll get to just fast traveling. Sells soup. After you do a certain map, you can get soup for fairly cheap. Only buy one at a time, but I can show you it's 2 in stock. I think you get 1 per each time you do the quest. Each time you do the map, I think, was a max of 5, possibly? Got Edrin over here, captain of the guard. He doesn't like it if you jump in the fountain. I'll come yell at you. He doesn't really do anything, though. So let's go over to the market here. They have a couple of things for sale. Sometimes, some varying amounts you have to pay to get in. I think sometimes it can be free or it can be closed. So let's go in here. A couple of different, weapon shops here. Bunch of like low level gear. And over here, got archery stuff. A bunch of different arrows, bows, things like that. What does he have? I don't remember. No, just armors. This may rotate. I know there's another town map where they rotate the stock of the different shopkeepers. But here is your bank chest. Let me go through here. Is there anything that I need? Not particularly. I'm gonna go after a very mid-level map, but I'm very high level on this one, so I don't really need anything. Yeah. Nothing crazy here, but you can see there's a lot of different unique items in this game. And they all kind of have their own abilities. I wouldn't even say I have like half the high level items. Alright, so I'll go show you that level transition real quick. Here, travel over to the Thornlands, another very iconic and nostalgic place. If you used to play this at all. What I had there in my hands, it's almost right now, I'll pull it out. Get in here in a second. But lots of items in this game are pretty unique. And they have their own special abilities. So this one here, so this is my normal running speed. But when I pull out the Raven Mace, it's a rare drop from a specific dungeon. You can tell I'm already like a little bit faster. I don't even have to sprint anymore. That's just my default speed now. Very useful for getting around. You can see here. So like that's a level transition there. There's one there. Another one over there, and the one that we came from. You have several other in this map too. Very fun for like early level exploring. You know, just going to different places that you don't really know how to get around yet, or you don't know which maps that are good for you to run. But what you can do, essentially the fast traveling of this game, you can just type in vote map, and then you vote to a specific map you want to go to. So we're going to go to, I assume it's Wickerdoven. I always read it as Wickerdoven because it's funnier. So a lot of maps in this game are... Oh, that's... You. I think I look normal, yeah. So the red armor I have on right now is the Phoenix armor, and that is a pretty rare drop from this map. It used to be that things were scaled based off like HP and players on the server, and I think they still are to a degree, but for certain things it was you could only get certain drops from the bosses if you had the correct number of players minimum, or see I have like 1,000 health. So you had to have like a certain amount of health to get a certain item to drop, but I think that's been changed now. So this was Master Sword original from like early 2000s, maybe late 90s. I don't really remember exactly when. Then it became Master Sword Continued, got a lot of updates throughout the years, more content, just more things to do. And then now that got kind of abandoned for a bit. But now it is Master Sword Rebirth, which is a new Discord, which I will link in the description. Come check it out. And then this is now because if you look in like the bottom left, you can see the UI is updated. If you used to play this, it looks a little bit different. I believe you can still turn on the old UI. But it's just a general bug fix. If you tried to play it in the last couple of years, you probably know, like, try to change levels, the game would crash. It's just unfortunate. That's probably why we don't have that many players anymore. But this used to be pretty popular many years ago. I think I first started playing this in, like, 5th or 6th grade. Been around for quite a while, but anyway. Every map is kind of its own little unique thing. Some of them are just kind of like little adventure maps. Some of them, like this one, are kind of a bit of a dungeon crawler. So, go through, fight all the bad guys, fight the boss, get lucky at the loot, maybe. And then you'll if you like grinding in RuneScape, you might like this, because you will be rerunning the same thing over and over again many times. So, there's also a magic system. So I'm going to have Ice Shield here. It gives me a 50% damage reduction for a time. Go ahead and cast that, even though I don't really need it. I think this map is very mid-level, so not really intended for me, but I always like this one. Got a chance at the Phoenix armor, which is always good to have an extra in case somebody needs one or something. And just so nobody pops in. Let's see. Oh, we need to have 3 players to vote lock the server. There's several chat commands you can use. It's like vote map is 1, vote lock, you want to lock the server, just in case you want to have, you know, just you and your friends playing, avoid anybody maybe coming in and stealing loot. So, there are lots of, I'm clearly very over-leveled for this map. Early on, you would not expect to come through and one-hit everything. Let's see. Oh, he's immune to acids. There's lots of different elements in this game. As you can tell, let's see. From spellcasting here, fire, ice, lightning, divination, affliction. Affliction, poison, basically. And then I also have, like this weapon here does acid damage, the Lance of Affliction. Very, very powerful, but it's fairly end game. But he is currently immune, so we will pull out the Holy Lance here, and he is undead, so he takes extra damage. You see in the bottom right there, it's 50% vulnerable to holy damage, so it'll let you know if you're using the correct element or not. Got some traps there you gotta run through. Undead creatures also have the... Let's see, these guys should start popping out here in a sec. Come on. There we go. Undead things in this game also have the ability to... You don't really kill them. So, if you're using standard damage types, they definitely have the ability to get back up. And then... But if you kill them with holy damage, you can definitely keep them from getting back up. Like, if I killed these, like, standard blunt or sharp damage, they would not get back up. Or they had the chance to get back up. So after you think you killed something, it comes back, smacks you in the back. Let's see. Looks like my ice shield ran out, so let's go ahead and recast that. And then I'll talk to you about charge attacks. So we have like your standard attack here, but if you look at my little guy at the bottom, so there's a little charge bar there if you hold down left click. You see that move is a little bit different. So you charge it up, it's more of a power attack. And then weapons have different tiers of charges that you can unlock. So you see how it says 2 there. So now I use the second charge move, which is the throw. And not all weapons have them, but a lot of them do. Especially the more unique ones. They'll have several levels. Like you'll unlock it at, you know, level 30, and then level 32 you'll get an extra charge, and then some will have 3 or 4. Most of the time, they're all pretty useful in different scenarios. Instead of your standard, you know, magic, melee, range kind of stuff, kind of jack-of-all-trades system in this. So you can do everything. Like, it doesn't necessarily benefit you to go exclusively into, like, archery or something. Because everything's kind of beneficial. Not to say you can't. I mean, you know, people play RuneScape Iron Man characters, they get... You know, we all know swamp legs. Just lock yourself into something. So, I haven't seen too many people ever really try any kind of, like, challenge runs like that. But, certainly nothing stopping you from giving it a try. This one is fairly easy of a map. I'm only going to go through to the first boss here just to kind of show it off. This is a pretty old map, so there's definitely far more complex ones. There are ones that... Like, I can solo this pretty easy. I'm fairly high level on this. There are multi-part maps. There's the Lotagon series, which you'll see one of the bosses from that here, sort of. And that requires like 4 maps, and you're probably going to spend an hour or 2 on it. It's also the wall, which is really hard. So you can technically solo them. It's kind of a pain. So this really was, like, at the core, you know, a co-op dungeon crawler. Used to be we would have tons of people on every server. It was very cool. Let's see. Go on in here, recast my ice shield. So you can see it in the top left there. So it does have like a duration to it. You can also cast that on yourself. There is a points system. Is this how I bring it up? Let's see, maybe it's console. There we go. think there's a check in main part, but in the top right, you can see damage points that you've done. So that has... Part of that is determining, you know, who gets the high-end loot at the end of a run, or has higher chances of it. You know, just to make sure you're participating. And... So, like, casting Ice Shield, I believe, you can cast it on yourself, or you can cast it on others, and I believe that also gives you points into that. So that way you can be, like, a support, but you're not, you know, completely missing out on that. There's also, like, healing spells. There's Healing Circle, there's Rejuvenation. Healing Circle's pretty cool. I'll pass that here in a second. Pretty sure I have that. Let's see. Let's go into my spellbook here. Cast that. Yeah, so anybody in this gets, like, an AoE healing. So that way you can be a support, but also keep damaging instead of just being straight support. And then healing gives you a pretty good number of damage points, I believe. So you can certainly keep up with it. Yeah, lots of effects you can see here in the top left next to my Ice Shield. Also shows like debuffs that you have there. So these are like lightning enchanted. So that's why my vision's all kind of crazy. And you can see how long that debuff goes on by the lightning bolt up there. Kill this guy. And we'll fight a fragment of the big bad guy in the next room. And then you'll see what I bought those soups for. Go on in here.
You incompetent fools! How could you let them get this far?
They was too powerful for us, and we couldn't control your minions. Yeah, what's up with that?
Enough! I told you, you cannot control the minions until I have Lord Goyen's amulet to...
Alright. This is a fun little item. I don't think this is super useful. So, what we're going to use here, let me go ahead and get these soup going. So this gives you mana regen, which is very useful. So I'm going to use these, the Bear Claws. Fairly high level item. Turns you into a bear. But it gives you no knockback, really high damage, very rapid attacks, and the lightning attack he does will knock you back, so it's very, very beneficial to have the knockback resistance. Then he'll, let's see, he's not doing it. He should become...
My master said may be true. Maybe you are amongst the chosen ones. If so, you may be useful. We will meet again one day to put that to the test. That is, if you survive the desert beyond.
Goodbye. So yeah, he normally has a move where he splits into a bunch of clones of himself, but I guess I just out-damaged him on that one. Like I said, very, very mid-level map. I'm a little over-leveled for it. And then you'll have a treasure chest at the end. And then sometimes it'll spawn a... Is it antique chest? It'll be like a little ghostly version of one up there, and that'll be the one that usually has the rare loot, at least for this map. It's not all maps are that way. So that's the one that would have like that Phoenix armor that I have on. Let's see, anything good in here? No, just some gold. Get a little potion. Yeah, some very basic stuff, but very mid-level map. Not too much is expected. I think it's like 2 or 4%, something like that, to get the Phoenix armor on a solo run, and I think it increases for every player that's on the server. But yeah, there's plenty more on this map to explore, but I'll go ahead and I'll cut it here. Leave that up to y'all to explore. I'll leave a link in the description for the Discord, so you can come, you know, maybe check it out, or if you've already played it in the past, try to get back into it. We can have more people play.